Welcome to the Chaotic Tea Party, where your host Shell
and Annette tackle questions or topics that vary from the insane
to the mundane. Please be advised that this podcast has an explicit rating.
It will contain adult language and content that some listeners may find offensive.
With that in mind, if you still think this is your cup of tea,
welcome to our Chaotic Tea Party,
where nothing makes sense, but the tea is strong
and the biscuits are plentiful.
Season 3.
Michelle.
Is Emma still torturing us?
This Emma.
Hi, Emma.
No, Emma, we're only messing. We love that you've given us an entire season's worth of questions.
It's very cool, actually.
It is amazing that you could come up with all of these because, to be honest, partway through 2, we were beginning to struggle.
Do you know, I bet she doesn't sleep. I bet she's like us. I bet these things were popping in her head at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know what I can ask them.
You know, those kind of things that, you think, should I keep this to myself? Should I put that out there? You know, when you're having those thoughts like...
Yep.
Yeah. If I share this, then people are going to think I'm weird. Oh, I know who'll fully embrace these thoughts.
Well, before we continue, speaking of thoughts, I had a really mad one last night.
Oh, Lord.
So it was about 2:30 in the morning, and I suddenly thought to myself, right, so the colour blue, right?
Okay.
We see the colour, and we have assigned it the word blue.
Yes.
Yeah. Another country, yeah. How do we know that blue is blue? Because what they would have done is they would have assigned a word to that colour, and then during translation processes, we would have pointed at our blue, and they would have said their word for blue, but are they actually saying green?
Well, hang on, I got another one for you. What came first, the word orange or the fruit orange?
Ooh.
Do you want to know?
The fruit.
It was the fruit first, and actually orange wasn't called orange till a lot later on. It was actually thought of more of a hue of red.
Ah. So yeah, I think that Emma's going to value what we've both just said, because I think Emma's like us and doesn't fucking sleep. But yeah, so I digress. What was Emma's question, Annette? Sorry,
Right,
I totally misled us all.
So Emma's question for this episode is spontaneity or stability? Yeah, silences. There's tumbleweeds. I mean, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I at the moment I think you should go first, because all I'm coming up with is stable spontaneity. So you go first, girl.
I'm just
you go.
thinking of all those syllables. Okay, so obviously when I was younger, I was a very spontaneous person. I was.
I witnessed it.
Yeah, she was there. She has the scars to prove it. But no, it is so much easier when you are younger. You've got no obligations, responsibilities. I mean, we didn't have to do some crazy shit when we were kids.
No, we didn't. We were good Catholic girls.
Well, this is where I stopped you from talking about in a previous episode. The instance being driving down to Brighton to take photos in the middle of the night with a flask of tea.
And I think we originally was only intending to go to the garage, weren't we, for chocolate?
Yeah, and it was like, should we just drive down to the coast and take photos? Took pictures of like hen do's and shit and dark alleyways.
Do you remember the couple shagging under the pier?
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't know they were shagging under the pier. And we took the picture, and we had the big flash gun, didn't we? And the big flash gun went off. And there was 2 people shagging under the pier. And they were going, they've got a camera! And we ran, didn't we?
Yeah, nobody would believe it just because of that bit you said at the end. Us, run.
Yeah. When there's a scary guy jumping up and down trying to put his trousers back on and heading your way, you leg it.
But yeah, I mean, stuff like that we would do, we ended up in a was it back of a Yugo in Swanley once, taking some sailors home.
Do you remember that? I remember falling asleep and then waking up going to you, "Are we still all right?" And you going, "Yeah, we're fine. I'll wake you." So, okay.
It's like, where are we? We're in Swanley. Where's that? I've never heard of it before. And we literally just drove from London. I think, is it somewhere out in Essex or Kent or something like that?
I don't even fucking know, Annette. I
We
just
dro-
remember seeing giant ships and thinking, "What the fuck?"
we drove them all the way there and just came all the way back home.
Because we decided to escort them, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we're
go
going
with
with
you.
you. I don't even remember their names, do you?
No, there's a picture somewhere though of you looking absolutely mullered, dancing with one of them.
Yeah, we need to destroy that, Annette.
If I find it, it's going on the Instagram. No, I'm joking.
Just because I remember I can pull some shit out,
No,
love.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And then there was like occasions like being in Streatham with my sister,
Hmm.
just going to have a drink and then like seeing a bus and like let's go on it and going to the West End and having a complete full night out, getting back at 4 in the morning.
And you'd only popped out for one at your local.
Exactly. I don't think we were even doing that. We were just like having a wander, like fuck it, let's go clubbing. Um, but then and then obviously the other one was like going. The biggest one was going up north for a 2 week holiday and ended up living there for 2 years.
You just never fucking go back.
Oh God. But then when Hayden came along, my life went the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Hmm.
Spectrum being an operative word in this case, because as I mentioned before, he's on the autistic spectrum,
Yeah.
and in the early days, everything had to become routine.
Yeah, it's quite important for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's different now. He's relaxed more as he's got older, but when he was younger, it's like going into town, you had to follow a certain route. You had to go into certain shops just to get into one that was different, to negotiate with him to get into one
Mm,
shop, and then but
yeah.
then you had to go home. You could not do it more than one different place.
Yeah.
Like going into the supermarkets, we had to follow a route around the shops.
Mm.
And it was so much so that when he wasn't with us, we still followed those routes.
It's ingrained in it becomes your routine as well.
It really did. I mean, all of it was just to avoid him having a meltdown. But it was frustrating for someone who like I said, how I was to have to
Mm.
go the complete opposite end was a lot. But with time and a lot of work, things did get easier, as I said, and he's more accepting to routine changes. Early warnings are still an important part of the process, not going to lie.
So motherhood has led you to stability.
I won't say so much motherhood. I think it's motherhood plus. I think anyone
Mm.
who's known or lived with someone that's on the ASD or
Mm.
has ASD knows how significant it changes it is to your life. Things are very, very different. Like we have to, if we're planning on going anywhere, we need to know what every eventual outcome could possibly be.
Yes.
So we're prepared to put markers in place.
Mm.
And a lot of parents don't get that,
Mm.
that don't experience it. So like it's nice to say like, oh, we'll have him over for a sleepover. It's like, yeah, that's lovely, but you need to know this, that, the other. Oh no, relax, relax, relax. And like the first couple of times it was hard, and we'd get the calls, you need to come and get him.
Yeah.
But he's grown, and now he can do it, and it's not a problem. And but it was a massive chunk of our lives was about avoiding
Triggers.
triggers, yeah, triggers that would cause meltdown, and you didn't always catch them, and it was traumatic for all of us. So I had no choice but to fall into stability.
Hmm.
But now he's older, he's more confident, he's more independent,
Mm.
so we can relax. Like he'll go to a mate's house and he'll stay there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So this is now kind of like we're coming out of this shell of being so protective that we can start focusing on ourselves because our lives were hidden.
Mm.
And now little things are sneaking back in. Say like during I think it was the year of my 40th, I decided out of nowhere to go get a tattoo. You know,
Whoop, whoop.
I did. Just saw there was a deal on. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go it. Like Andy, you stay home because I'm going out. Where you going getting a tattoo? What? It's doing that. I'm starting to do weird shit colouring my hair again, which was always a big thing for me when I haven't done it for years.
It was a big thing for you, wasn't it? It was like, oh,
I
you
know.
could never, if you were arranging to meet with a group of people, you could never say, look for the redhead, look for the blonde, because you just never knew what you were going to rock up with.
No, I've done it again. You can't see it at the minute, but I've got like proper purple hair at the back. It's slowly coming back in. Even the
Yay.
like keep the hairdresser on their toes. She's like, "What's it going to be this time?" Yeah, that's me.
Excellent.
I'm back. you know. So yeah, it's
So now your stability with a sprinkle of spontaneity.
yeah. I think money is a big issue. I get back to money. That
Mm.
hampers my spontaneity to an
Yeah.
extent. But no, I do. I think now, as I said, he's older and we can relax a bit more. I think we can start to re-embrace that crazy side a little bit more, but obviously slightly more matured.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yes, I've purged my soul. Come on, you. What's it going to be?
I am often described by people close to me as having two different sides. So I couldn't choose. I would say both because it depends on my mood. So I can either be, I don't know, totally focused on a task, in the zone, need to stick to a plan. Let's go with it. Bang, 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 bang. Don't want to deviate because I've got an end goal in mind and I'll tear through and won't change from that planned route or that routine and have that stable plan in place with every eventuality, contingency plans all around that.
Yeah.
But then there's another side of me where randomly I will just say, right, fuck it, I'm going paddling at midnight in the beach. It's so I don't know. I think I'm a bit of a mix of both, and I think that depends on where I am. So stability at work, because there's a lot of
Of course.
planning and your horizon scanning for problems and stuff like that. But home, I think that yeah, if I'm lead free, so so I haven't got anything on with nieces or any family commitments. I can go either way. It will depend on my mood. I can just do mad shit. Like seriously, we were down. I was there with a friend. I was like, fuck this shit. Let's go and get McDonald's. It was really late at night. It was like, let's go and get McDonald's. Was then we was like, well, McDonald's isn't far from the beach. Let's eat it on the beach. Out on McDonald's on the beach. It was great. And then it was like, let's see, it's amazing. It was, fuck it. Next thing you know, I'm wading in the freezing cold sea at the middle of the night, laughing,
Yeah.
throwing stones like a lunatic. People would have thought that I was pissed or high or something. And I did that for like half an hour, 20 minutes. I was like, oh God, I'm so tired now. Let's go home. So I can't pick. I think that I'm influenced by very much so influenced by my environment and the commitments that I have linked to me at any specific time.
Yeah, definitely. That comes with age, though, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, I mean, it's like coming up to you, wasn't it? It was like, I think, what, we planned that about a week before. I was like, what are you doing at the weekend? And you were like, oh, we're not doing much. I was like, right, I'm going to book into the travel lodge. And you were like, go, girl.
No, but
And then
but I was still at that kind of point though, wasn't I? Because I was, I think, seconds away of calling you and to cancel it all because it felt so out of realms of this confinement I'd put myself in.
so that was one of my spontaneous, crazy moments, ricocheting off of your period of stability.
Yeah, definitely. But then I'm so glad I didn't, and we went through with it because we had such a giggle, didn't we?
We did have a giggle, yeah, proper giggle. And it was literally like, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm
What,
coming up now.
already?
What?
Yeah. Woo! It's a 6 hour drive. I'm coming. I've downloaded an audiobook. See you when it finishes.
I honestly don't think you can have one without the other.
No.
I think that's what's summing it up from both our perspectives. You really can't have one without the other. Otherwise, how boring would life be, or how dangerous would life be?
What do you think? Yeah, but super fun. If it's just yourself as well, like you've said, it's a different matter.
Yeah.
I wonder what the general consensus this would be if you were to do like a big old survey monkey or something. What do you think the bulk of people within our age range would choose?
Again, like I think it'd be the same situation to be honest.
It would depend on commitments and environment, yeah.
Yeah, it really would, because I think obviously if you'd ask people what in the what say 50s, it would I
Mm.
reckon it would have all been stability, wouldn't it?
Was the golden goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean coming out of the Second World War
Mm.
with and just having that knowing that everything is going to be okay was more important than anything else, I think. And then in the 90s, I think we were definitely a bit more not free but wild, you know.
But responsible world.
Yes, not causing ourselves or anyone else any harm.
Yeah, we were. It was about having a good time, but you still got up and went to work and worked all day to have the money to have a good time.
I don't know how I used to do.
I don't fucking know how we used to do it. I mean, we used to finish work on a Friday, go straight out,
hmm
go partying or raving until like 3 or 4 in the morning, go back to a certain friend's house who would cook us a massive fry up. You'd have like an hour nap, shower, go back to work at first thing Saturday morning, work all through Saturday, finish
Oh,
work on Saturday and go, so we go and hit that other club
yeah,
then. And then you go out to that other club. Do you-
I know.
So you weren't sleeping for 2 days, and then Sunday you would wake up at a friend's house from a coma at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, I need to go home and shave my legs and wash and get ready for work tomorrow. I just couldn't do that now.
Oh my God, the thought of it just exhausted me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even do camping.
I know I have done camping, but it's fun to do. It's a he's convinced me to do it, so
Do you
you
know,
know.
I've got a lot of. Do you remember?